guys, welcome back to Dimitra's Dishes. So today I'm going to teach you how to make a super simple pasta dish, and it's a casserole. Let me uncover this. I call it pizza pasta. It's so easy. Now normally I like to make everything from scratch. I like to make my sauces and everything, but this is one of those dishes that I learned to make way back when I started cooking many years ago. And it has become actually a favorite. I make it at every get-together, especially when there are kids coming. Forget about the kids, the adults love this. It's really simple, and it's actually so simple it's a little bit embarrassing. But here it is. Make sure you make it. Really delicious. You need a little bit of olive oil, black pepper, dried basil, crushed red pepper flakes, dried oregano, salt, 2 cans of your favorite already prepared jarred tomato marinara sauce. I love using tomato basil. It's really good. You need a pound of pasta. I like using penne pasta, but use your favorite pasta, whatever it is. Penne pasta works great with this. And lots of mozzarella cheese, hence the name pizza pasta. So I already have a pot of boiling water ready. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my pasta to this. See if we can get this open. Okay, so I'm going to add my pasta to this. And it seems like a lot, but anytime you're boiling pasta, there's a lot of water in there. So I'm going to add 3 heaping teaspoons of sea salt, because you want to have some flavor in that pasta. Give it a stir. And I'm not putting any oil in this because I want the sauce and everything to really stick to it and absorb. I'm going to cover it. You should never cover pasta while it's boiling, but I have a very weak flame. So I'm going to cover it, and once it starts boiling, I'm going to slightly uncover it and let it cook until it's al dente. Now, depending on the strength of your flame at home and your heat source, it takes between 8 to 10 minutes. And that's it. Once it's done boiling, we're going to put it in our baking dish, and we're going to put everything all together and pop it in the oven. So the pasta is done boiling. It's al dente, which means it's still a little bit hard, and it's going to be a little chewy because it's going to cook a little more in the oven. I think we got it all out. Okay, let me put this on the side. You just want to strain it out in here into your baking pan, casserole dish. You need about a 9 by 13 inch, just like a lasagna pan will be perfect. Anything you can bake lasagna in, you can bake this in. I'm just going to, I drizzled some olive oil over it. I'm going to put my tomato sauce in here. 2 jars. They're 25-ounce jars. Seems like a lot of tomato sauce, but you need a lot of tomato sauce. You don't want this to be at all dry. You want to be really moist and yummy. I'm going to sprinkle a little more salt and I'll taste it. This really does taste like pizza, you guys. Some black pepper. Always put a pinch of crushed red pepper flakes in here. You can leave it out if you don't like it spicy, or you can put a little bit more if you like it a little extra spicy. Some basil. Basil and tomato goes really nice, as does oregano. So I'm going to put, I love oregano, so I'm going to put a little more oregano than the average person does, but I love it, so I'm going to put it in there. Now, you're going to reserve most of the cheese for the top because you want it to look like pizza on top, but you still want it to have some inside, you know, like so it could be nice and stringy and chewy when you're biting into it and cheesy. So I'm going to mix this all up, and then I'm going to give it a little taste. I have my oven preheated to 425 degrees. And this, once the cheese goes on top and it gets covered, is going to be ready in under an hour. And you know what? There's a tiny bit more sauce in these jars. I'm going to put a little bit of water in here and get it out. Just a tiny bit. I just put in about a cup of water. I don't like it when anything goes to waste. The pasta will absorb it, and it will be yummy. Now, I'm just using mozzarella. My kids love mozzarella. I have made this with Gouda cheese. I've made this with all different kinds of cheeses. Use your favorite cheese, and you could add some Parmesan in here for some sharpness. But today we're just going to go classic and just simple, yummy mozzarella cheese. Lots of it. This is going to melt, and it's going to look like pizza. Okay, I'm just going to add a little bit more basil to the top. of the cheese. It smells so good. And just a tiny bit more crushed red pepper flakes. You know, when I eat pizza, I love to add lots of crushed red pepper flakes onto it. So I'm going to add it onto my pasta as well. Okay, now you want to take some aluminum foil and tent it over here, you guys. Don't let it touch. Otherwise, when you go to take off your foil, most of the cheese will be stuck to it. You know, it's better if it's stuck onto the pasta than it is onto the foil. So get a little larger piece and just loosely cover it. And we're doing this because you don't want, while the pasta and the sauce is cooking in the oven, you don't want the cheese to burn on the top. We're going to cook it covered for about 40-45 minutes. Then we're going to uncover it so the cheese can get nice and bubbly and a little bit golden and yummy and delicious the last 15 minutes. So I'm going to pop this in my oven and I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. Here it is. It just came out of the oven. So it baked at 425 degrees, covered with foil for 45 minutes. And then I uncovered it for 15 more minutes. And it baked and it just came out and it's bubbly. And this is why I call it pizza pasta. It looks just like pizza. Now, I would love to cut into this right now, but it's better to let it sit for at least like 10-15 minutes and, you know, let it cool down just a little bit, let the cheese set. And that way I don't burn my mouth. I burn my mouth so many times. I think I finally learned my lesson. Get this recipe. It's called pizza pasta. Go on my website, www.dimitrasdishes.com. Get this recipe. There are so many more recipes. I love to hear what you think. I read all the comments below. And tell me how it came out. Tell me how your friends and family liked it. And also, if there's anything else that you'd like to learn how to cook, I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.